The atmosphere inside the brightly lit studio of the Kelly Clarkson Show shifted from cheerful to tense in a matter of minutes when Jeff Goldblum appeared as a guest, turning what was supposed to be a lighthearted interview into one of the most talked about moments in daytime television. From the moment Goldblum walked out, the audience applauded enthusiastically, expecting his usual quirky charm, playful anecdotes, and philosophical musings about life, art, and jazz. Kelly Clarkson welcomed him warmly, smiling as she joked about his legendary status and unpredictable personality. At first, everything unfolded smoothly as Goldblum spoke about his latest project, reminisced about his early days in Hollywood, and delighted the crowd with his trademark pauses and expressive gestures. However, subtle signs of tension began to surface when the conversation shifted toward his recent comments about the entertainment industry and creative control. Goldblum, known for speaking candidly, hinted at frustrations with talk shows oversimplifying complex artistic journeys, a remark that drew a brief laugh from the audience but a slightly tightened smile from Clarkson. As the discussion progressed, Clarkson attempted to steer the interview back to safer territory, asking about his love for music and his band performances. Goldblum responded enthusiastically at first, but soon circled back to his earlier point, suggesting that artists are often pushed into sound bites rather than allowed meaningful expression. The tone in the studio noticeably changed as Clarkson gently pushed back, reminding him that daytime television has limited time and a broad audience. Goldblum, visibly animated, leaned forward and questioned whether accessibility should come at the cost of depth, his voice growing more emphatic with each sentence. What began as intellectual disagreement slowly escalated into a heated clash, with both parties interrupting each other in a way rarely seen on the show. Clarkson, maintaining her professionalism, tried to diffuse the situation with humor, but Goldblum appeared increasingly frustrated, gesturing with his hands and speaking over her attempts to redirect the conversation. The audience, unsure how to react, offered scattered applause and nervous laughter. Tension peaked when Goldblum directly criticized the format of celebrity interviews, implying that hosts sometimes prioritize entertainment over authenticity. Clarkson, clearly taken aback, responded firmly, stating that her show aimed to balance fun and sincerity and that guests were always given respect. The exchange grew sharper, and producers could be seen moving nervously off camera. At that moment, the mood was no longer playful debate but an uncomfortable standoff unfolding live. Clarkson finally paused, took a breath, and asserted control of the situation, explaining that while she valued honest discussion, there were boundaries that needed to be respected on her platform. Goldblum, instead of easing back, doubled down, saying that art itself thrives on challenging boundaries. His refusal to soften his stance led to a decisive intervention by the production team. Clarkson received a signal through her earpiece, nodded briefly, and addressed the audience, announcing an unscheduled break. When the cameras cut away, staff members approached Goldblum, and after a brief but intense off-air exchange, it became clear he would not be returning to finish the interview. When the show resumed, Clarkson appeared alone, composed but serious, informing viewers that due to unforeseen circumstances, the segment had ended early. News of Goldblum being kicked off the show spread rapidly across social media, with clips circulating and fans debating who was at fault. Some praised Goldblum for speaking his mind and challenging the norms of celebrity culture, while others criticized him for disrespecting the host and disrupting a show known for its warmth. Clarkson later addressed the incident indirectly, emphasizing the importance of mutual respect and constructive dialogue. Goldblum, for his part, released a brief statement expressing regret that the conversation escalated but standing by his belief in honest artistic discourse. The incident sparked broader discussions about the nature of talk shows, the expectations placed on guests, and the fine line between authenticity and decorum. What was meant to be another charming Jeff Goldblum appearance instead became a defining television moment, reminding audiences that even in spaces designed for comfort and entertainment, genuine conflict can erupt when strong personalities and deeply held beliefs collide. What unfolded behind the scenes after Jeff Goldblum was escorted off the stage added even more fuel to the already blazing controversy, transforming a tense on-air moment into a full-scale media storm. While the cameras were off, the studio remained charged with nervous energy as producers scrambled to regain control of the broadcast. Crew members whispered urgently, assistants rushed between hallways, and the audience sat in confused silence, unsure whether they had just witnessed a publicity stunt or a genuine breakdown. Goldblum, still visibly agitated, was guided toward a private area where senior staff attempted to calm him and explain the necessity of maintaining order on a live daytime show. He listened, arms folded, occasionally shaking his head, insisting that his intention had never been to offend but to provoke thought. According to those present, he argued that television had become too polished and safe, leaving little room for uncomfortable truths, and that his comments, though blunt, came from a place of passion rather than malice. Meanwhile, Kelly Clarkson remained on set, taking a moment to compose herself before addressing the audience. Known for her warmth and authenticity, she reportedly felt blindsided by the confrontation, having expected a playful exchange rather than a philosophical challenge to her show's very structure. Staff members reassured her that she handled the situation with professionalism, yet the emotional weight of the clash lingered. Once the episode finished taping, discussions continued backstage, with network executives reviewing footage and debating how much of the incident would ultimately air. When edited clips surfaced online, reactions were immediate and intense. Fans dissected every word, facial expression, and pause, searching for clues about who crossed the line first. Some viewers felt Clarkson had every right to defend her platform, arguing that a guest should respect the host and the format they agreed to appear on. Others felt Goldblum's frustration reflected a deeper issue within celebrity media, where genuine conversations are often sacrificed for quick laughs and viral moments. Entertainment journalists quickly picked up the story, framing it as a clash between artistic integrity and mainstream television expectations. Headlines speculated about whether Goldblum had intentionally pushed boundaries to make a statement or whether the situation simply spiraled out of control. As the debate grew, past interviews of Goldblum were revisited, revealing a pattern of philosophical tangents and unconventional remarks that sometimes challenged interviewers. Supporters pointed out that this unpredictability was part of his appeal, the very reason audiences found him fascinating. Critics countered that unpredictability did not excuse dismissiveness toward a host who built her show on empathy and inclusivity. Clarkson's fans rallied behind her, praising her for maintaining composure under pressure and refusing to let the show descend into chaos. In the days that followed, Clarkson addressed the incident more openly during a monologue, speaking about the importance of creating a space where guests feel heard but also understand the responsibility that comes with live television. Her words were measured, avoiding direct blame, yet firm enough to reaffirm her boundaries. Goldblum, meanwhile, appeared at a jazz performance days later, where he briefly acknowledged the controversy, telling the audience that conversation, like music, sometimes includes dissonance before harmony. This poetic framing only added to the intrigue surrounding the incident. Industry insiders weighed in, noting that talk shows walk a delicate line between spontaneity and control, especially when hosting outspoken personalities. The clash became a case study in media circles, illustrating how quickly a friendly interview can turn confrontational when expectations are misaligned. Advertisers reportedly took note, though no immediate consequences were announced for either party. For viewers, the moment lingered as a rare glimpse of unscripted tension in a genre often criticized for predictability. Some argued that the incident exposed the limitations of daytime television, while others saw it as proof that even the most carefully curated environments are vulnerable to genuine human conflict. As time passed, the intensity of the debate softened, but the memory remained vivid. The episode continued to be referenced whenever discussions arose about authenticity in entertainment and the role of talk shows in shaping public discourse. For Goldblum, it became another chapter in his reputation as an eccentric thinker unafraid to challenge norms. For Clarkson, it reinforced her image as a host willing to protect her space while still valuing open dialogue. Ultimately, the heated clash served as a reminder that television, despite its scripts and schedules, is still driven by real people with real emotions. When those emotions collide, the result can be uncomfortable, captivating, and unforgettable, leaving audiences to decide for themselves where the balance between expression and respect should truly lie.